What's up guys, Jimmy here, and today I want to talk a bit about the recent discoveries around Season 3 regarding how throw loops are gonna change, possibly. And it's obviously all thanks to Capcom finally releasing a trailer and a blog post, so we have official access to information, right? No, of course not. That's not actually what happened. Instead, we had a bunch of Japanese publications randomly posting videos about Elena. At this point, I'm genuinely just confused about what Capcom is really thinking here and why we're just not getting any official information regarding Season 3. There's so much to talk about, there's so much to communicate with the player base, and there's just nothing. We're like randomly getting these videos, and people are, well, obviously paying close attention because we know this is possibly going to show Season 3 stuff, and it is. And now we know throw teching, for example, is finally, well, worth doing. This is one of the changes that is actually quite interesting by Capcom, because they could have gone a completely different route. Like, people were asking for throw loops to be removed, which they might have done, we just don't know because Capcom's not communicating. But it seems like they're going a different route, because instead of removing throw loops, they're just buffing throw techs, which is quite interesting. So as you see in this footage right here, if you tech a throw, you actually get 1 bar of drive gauge back. So this is how they're trying to incentivize you teching a throw from time to time. It also builds a little bit of a super gauge as well, which is also new. So yeah, Capcom is just trying to make sure we don't really get to see this. I think their main motivation is probably just trying to get rid of this footage of players just taking 10 throws in a row. They don't want that anymore. They want to make sure that competitive players are actually rewarded when they tech a throw, which is good. Now, depending on your perspective, this might actually seem like a minor change from Capcom right here, but it'll probably have bigger implications. We will probably effectively see less throw attempts, by the way. Like, you have to see it from both perspectives. Somebody who's trying to go for a throw now needs to calculate the risk of getting teched and therefore getting a drive gauge like disadvantage from that. And also, like, the person who is teching is more likely to tech, so shimmying is now all of a sudden a lot stronger as well. We'll have to wait and see if this is actually, like, how this is going to play out. I could totally see this happen, that players will still just take the throw 10 times in a row. We'll see if it'll actually make a difference right there. On low level, I don't think it's going to make a difference at all, because players don't know about lay tech on the lowest level, and they will get thrown over and over again. They don't know how to defend themselves. And this is one of the problems that I think, personally, Capcom is trying to solve. They don't want beginners to take a look at competitive play, and it seems like, or from the perspective of a beginner, it seems like on high level, there's also no solution. So no matter how good you get at the game, you will always get throw looped and then you die, which is obviously not true. This, like, the problem on high level and low level, they are completely different. It's just such an ugly thing to see when you're a beginner and you're having trouble with throws, and you see on pro level somebody's getting 10 times, like, thrown 10 times in a row. It's just, there's just something wrong with that. I hope Capcom is successful in this regard. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see the rest of the patch, but so far it's quite interesting how they're changing up how throws and perfect parry work. And this is a combination of changes that everybody, like, kind of saw coming. Anybody who was like talking about throw loops, it's always like, you cannot talk about the throw loops without talking about perfect parry, because throw loops are specifically designed to counter perfect parry attempts. So now that perfect parry is weaker, you can also afford to make the throw weaker. And Capcom chose a really interesting route right here, because it seems like fundamentally not a lot is going to change, actually. Like, perfect parries are still really there. I mean, even if you decide to not change any of your habits, the perfect parry mechanic is still actually there. Even if you even if you don't get the perfect parry freeze, you will still probably see on high level players developing option selects to take advantage of the newly added perfect parry. People already do that with the projectile perfect parry, which does not cause a freeze effect, but players still get a punish, like perfect parrying a projectile into a sweep attempt, for example, against Luke. Very popular, or in general, like really there's a lot going on right there. Competitive players, I have no doubt, will take advantage of the new changes and will make sure to still utilize the perfect parry. So I feel like Capcom actually chose a really not super invasive way to change up the system mechanics so that the risk reward is a little bit shifted, and hopefully that is going to give us different gameplay. I guess we'll really see about that. I mean, it does kind of make sense now for me. If you really think about it, the changes aren't super dramatic, especially not if you're a beginner. This is just not big enough to put a trailer out for, you know. On high level, things are gonna look different, and these are big changes actually, but you just cannot, like, the marketing team probably is having a hard time well, making a video out of that. So I think there's gonna be a major patch later on. Like the season 3 patch is not gonna be marketed as something super big. At least from my perspective, this is how I currently see it. So I really wonder if we'll see something like Super Street Fighter 6 next year with more invasive mechanical changes. They still have not touched on the drive rush problems that I think is the biggest problem in Street Fighter 6. Raw drive rush probably just needs a complete redesign. The freeze effect is just way too much of a problem. That should be changed in some way. I mean, I made a whole video out of this saying that you cannot easily change drive rush without fundamentally changing how it works. So we'll see, I guess, if this is ever going to get touched. I do think they will touch that at some point, because I think it's the biggest culprit of Street Fighter 6 bad gameplay. It's not bad gameplay at all, but it just has too many flaws at the moment, and people rightfully call that out. Drive impact, I don't think will ever get changed, or at least I don't see the necessity in changing it as of yet. Beginners struggle with it, possibly, right? But on high level, I don't think people have a problem with it. And that just means that the mechanic is probably well designed. It just doesn't cause any real issues. If you're looking for it, if you know what to do, you can heavily punish drive impact usage. So yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? Like, are these season 3 changes good enough? Is this it? Are we gonna see more? I mean, at this point we've seen quite a lot of Elena stuff, so I'm pretty sure there's not gonna be any major surprises anymore when it comes to the system mechanic changes. So the rest is just balance tweaks, right? I still wonder if throw loops are gonna get removed entirely. Probably not. Like, the current state of the game, the current Elena footage is suggesting that throw loops are not actually going to get changed because they already made changes so that you don't see throw loops that much anymore, even if they are technically possible still. So yeah, what do you guys think? Are you happy with this? Are you just waiting it out and see how it's gonna go? I'm actually a bit undecided on this topic. I just don't really know if this is gonna cause dramatic shifts in gameplay by itself. Maybe in combination with some balance tweaks, but yeah. What do you guys think? I'm really interested. Just leave a comment below if this is good enough, if you are expecting more, if you're happy with it, if you are totally disappointed apparently they didn't touch drive rush, for example. Any and all comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you soon.